Welcome once again to another Mundane Monday. It's nice to have you back. There has been so much construction going on in the neighborhood. Originally, there were two farms right across from each other. They've already converted one farm into a subdivision. And now they're converting the other farm across the street into a subdivision. It was so refreshing to see cows, horses, goats, chickens, even peacocks when going for a walk in the neighborhood. Now, all you see is houses and construction. They've displaced the family farms and making room for more houses. In my humble opinion, I don't think we need any more subdivisions. Whoever decided that endless rows and rows of subdivisions was considered progress. I know people need places to live. However, you can't knock everything down and just put up houses. There has to be a balance. But I guess I don't get to decide. So we just have to put up with the constant stream of new houses. Lately on my walks, all I've been seeing these 4 horses when there used to be so many, too many to count. And I wouldn't be surprised if these 4 are not around much longer. Time has been going by rather quickly. I mean, it felt like I just recorded last Monday's episode, and here it is Monday again. Remember last week when I asked you who were you before the world told you who you should be? Well, I was also asking myself the same question. I was a teacher and a thinker. I was a fun lover. I was an adventurer. I always wanted to be a teacher, but then once I went to university, for some reason, I got into my head that I wanted to study business, and I majored in advertising and minored in business law, which I have never used because I realized I don't want to force people to buy things they don't need. Another thing, you know what? I used to always want to have a coffee shop and a used bookstore. During my college years, in between classes, I would be in Soho or the East Village going through used bookstores. I spent so much time in those used bookstores. I lost track of time. I could spend hours in there. And I used to want to have a coffee shop and a used bookstore. Also, I wanted to feature up-and-coming artists, have them put their paintings or their artwork in the store. Maybe just get a small commission off of it if they sold a piece. I dreamt that it would have these plush sofas and comfortable chairs where people could just lounge around and drink coffee and read books and buy a book or two. But in my coffee shop, I never pictured the fancy frou-frou coffee because I myself don't drink fancy frou-frou coffee. But, just where someone could come in and just have a regular cup of coffee and just be comfortable and laid back. Yeah, that's what I used to want to have. I never realized that dream, but maybe it's not too late. Maybe I can still do it. Who knows? I should probably manifest it. There are no accidents, so maybe I was supposed to travel the exact path that I traveled so I could gain more experience, so I could meet the people that I met and become the person that I am today. Because the person I am today, I'm very happy with the person I am today. And if I didn't have the experiences I had, who knows? Probably I would have been somebody completely different. But anyway, we change every day anyway. The person we were yesterday is not the person that we are today, and it's not the person we will be tomorrow. So I may I may end up having my bookstore and coffee shop after all. Who knows? I've been putting the garden to bed, cutting back some of the bushes, pulling out the stuff that's dead. But I find that I tend to keep the flowers and the bushes longer than I need to. But I don't think I garden just for myself or just to have a pristine flower garden. I garden for the bumblebees, the birds, the butterflies, the insects, chipmunks, what have you. And if they're still getting use out of the garden, then I don't want to cut it back because I want them to be able to enjoy it for as long as they can. So maybe it might look a little frazzled around the edges, and maybe the neighbors might be saying, aren't these flowers dead? Why isn't she cutting them back? But there's seeds in those flower heads, and the birds are eating from them. So I'm gonna keep them up. I'm gonna keep them up as long as they're beneficial to the insects and the birds until it becomes an eyesore. Then I will cut everything back and put the garden to bed for the winter. This week I baked some whole wheat bread and it came out pretty good because usually I don't like whole wheat bread, but my homemade whole wheat bread tasted pretty darn good. So I might make some more since it's supposedly healthier than white bread anyway, so. Thank you once again for joining me for another Mundane Monday. If you've enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, like the video, and I'll see you again next Monday. Bye.